Welcome back to the Financier. This week we talk about the social dilemma, what's happening on Capitol Hill, big tech, and in the world of finance, how it's impacting people in and outside of the capital markets. Last week on Capitol Hill was a major event for politics, a major event for technology. By Friday, when the president was banned from Twitter and other social platforms, we saw big tech lay its groundwork and say this is what's allowed and what's not allowed. They played government on the internet real estate market. They said this is what is going to be permitted. This is not permitted. This is what we considered violent or against the terms and conditions of our social networks. So this is a big move. We saw new applications, communication applications come out to market. Signal, Telegram, 2 or 3 other, Parler, were the big ones that had a lot of notoriety. Notoriety on Parler gave it good and bad publicity. Amazon's AWS, which really runs it's cloud computing, so it runs the backbone for a lot of major businesses. They shut off the supply chain for Parler, so Parler now has to choose a new cloud computing platform. It has to move on, find someone else to provide those services. It will be more expensive since AWS is the cheapest across the market. We saw Signal, it's a new platform since WhatsApp, Facebook's major communication application across the globe. It's changing its terms and conditions in February, so a lot of new users are moving to Signal, which is a major new app, which is, I think it's much more private, secured, and encrypted, which is what WhatsApp used to be at the core of its application. It'll be very interesting to see what comes out of this. I think more social networks will become popular. I'm surprised I haven't seen or read much about TikTok. A couple months back, this was the headline social media app. They were going to get banned from the United States. They were going to get sold or bought by Oracle, and there would be a lot of other things that were coming out of this because of the administration and what the president wanted for social media at the time. But now all the social media platforms have banned the president, banned a lot of politicians, anybody that's possibly stirring violence or something of the sort, whatever they deem to be against their rules and terms and conditions, they took them off the platform. The problem is that if you're on these platforms, which are private institutions, you don't have much say. So once you violate the terms and conditions, they can remove you, such as LinkedIn, Twitter, it doesn't matter what platform, even YouTube. So you still have freedom of speech. The First Amendment is still accessible. Obviously, you can talk to people across any platform, anywhere across the world. You simply don't have the reach, which is what these technology companies do really well. So I think in the next few months, we'll see a huge turnaround. A lot of the power has shifted from the public to big tech companies, now the mighty few. This is some power dynamic that I think a lot of politicians didn't realize now is happening. Section 230 is going to be a big talk, and it's going to be a big discussion piece for politics and technology in the next few months. There's going to be an opportunity for new companies to rise up, to create things, to fill in the gaps where people are not satisfied. And we'll see what else comes up from this. It's going to be exciting to see how Facebook and Google react and create their own or repair their tools and say, okay, this is a better way to communicate or to socially engage with each other. So this is the beginning of something really big. It shouldn't be taken very lightly. There's a lot more to come out of this in the case of new technologies, new things that are going to come out. And I think it's important to realize the minute that people move from people choose what platform they want and they move off of these because they have a choice whether they want to use YouTube or Facebook's Messenger, they can go ahead and choose the application that is best fit and meets their needs. And those applications that were once kings will no longer be kings. The kingmakers will go ahead and decide who's next. So let's see what's in store. Let me know what you think is going to be popular. What are you using? Do you use Telegram, Parler, any other platforms? There are a lot more that are popular outside of the U.S. that I haven't heard about and I would love to learn about as well.